And before I turn it over to Kara, I'd like to share some information with the group about the SMPs and how we've selected this topic for our webinar today. So I'd like to begin by presenting some of the results from our initial survey that we sent out in the spring. So the ESA SMP group is for sales and marketing staff of security integration companies. We are a forum for people to share best practice and gather information. Our role is to tackle issues such as effective sales and marketing strategies, sales and marketing law, regulation, Salesforce and marketing automation, and the application of other tools in sales and marketing efforts. And I wanted to give you a little feedback from the survey so that you guys have an understanding of how we selected today's topics. So if you look at our member demographics, you'll see here that more than half of our respondents were security installing dealers with a central station. The overwhelming majority are in a leadership role, and more than half of the respondents were from smaller companies with revenue under $2.5 million annualized. So a very small percentage of the respondents were actually from larger companies. So that's kind of what we've targeted our material towards. On the next slide, here. You'll notice that an overwhelming majority, 66% of the respondents in the initial survey said, "Hey, we want help with marketing strategies. We want to know what's going on in the sales and marketing world." But in particular, as you can see on this next slide, what we really plan to do in the coming year is work on email newsletters and email marketing. You can see 42% and 36% respectively are really looking for more information in those particular areas. So we recognize that it can be very challenging for business owners and leaders to stay on top of today's marketing trends, and we're hopeful that today's webinar will help demystify some of those trends and help you get your company's message in front of your target audience. So with that being said, I'd like at this point to kick it over to Kara Holder, Marketing Director from Revenue Online, to begin the presentation.
Great. Thanks, Garrett. I'm going to, okay. All right. Thanks again, and welcome everyone. Again, I'm Kara Holder. I'm with Revenue, and I'm going to take about 25-30 minutes and give you some tips on, as Garrett mentioned, how to choose your marketing activities wisely without getting consumed by all the options out there. And I believe you are here today because you do want to know what works best without being overwhelmed. Overwhelmed with all the new methods to market your business online, having time to manage and create content to build awareness and grow sales, making sure that your efforts are generating quality leads, and knowing who's visiting your website or your Facebook page. So today I'll share some best practices and real-world examples from some consumer electronics and security dealers on how to launch successful integrated marketing campaigns. So just to begin, I wanted to give you a little background on who Revenue is. Revenue created Revenue Online, ROL, which is a channel networking platform, and we created it based on the challenges faced by manufacturers being able to effectively market through their indirect channels, and then based on the challenges that you as a reseller face when trying to market multiple brands to grow your business. So we used our experience working with channels, and we've created this online platform with everything that you'll need to make marketing easy. We have a proven track record of helping companies such as Sony, Lutron, Honeywell, industry associations such as CEA, and buying groups as well. And we support their channels by helping them reach their target markets using a combination of online and print marketing campaigns. So because of this experience, we know the challenges that you may face trying to execute consistent marketing programs to grow your business. And here's the marketing challenges that we hear from resellers that we work with on a daily basis. They find it difficult and time-consuming to execute campaigns. It's hard to keep up with technology and how to market online with social media and now video and mobile. And when you carry multiple brands, it can be a challenge to use each manufacturer marketing portal, as they can all be different. And finally, it's a challenge to deal with long reimbursement cycles if you're using co-op or MDF funds. So here's the good news. We're here to help you. And again, because of our day-to-day experience working with resellers like you, we understand these challenges. So the goal today is for the presentation is to help you learn how to manage and grow your database, target the right markets for your products and services, create compelling integrated co-branded campaigns with your favorite brands to connect with targeted prospective buyers to generate qualified leads, to understand how to capture customer information from your campaigns, effectively track your leads, and develop tactics to stay top of mind with your current customers. The ultimate goal of marketing is to grow your business. I think we all agree on that. And so to do this, you need to build a strategy that will capture customers, generate leads and referrals, grow sales, build and nurture relationships with your current customers, and of course, build your brand. And this is a continuous process. It's not just a one-time campaign. And as you all know, how you reach and communicate with your customers and prospects has changed immensely over the past few years. Previous tactics included newspaper, radio, print advertising, but did we really know who was interested and was it relevant to the entire audience? Today we have so many new options to have targeted conversations with consumers using social media, using video, using email, online. All are new ways of marketing your business and building relationships with your customers. So what you were doing before may not be effective as new methods available today. So for an optimal marketing strategy, you need to balance inbound and outbound marketing and social media marketing, all while managing your time, your budgets, and quality content that is relevant to your customers and prospects. And what I mean by inbound marketing is your website, landing pages, content, search engine optimization, where people are finding you and coming in. Outbound marketing would be, reaching out to your customers with email, direct mail, banner ads, traditional media events, and I think we're all on the same page with social media. So it's a lot to balance all of these things. And I wanted to start out with a foundation because to create a successful marketing strategy, whether it's digital or print, one thing that has not changed is that you need to start with a plan. And I'm not sure how many of you have a marketing plan, but if you don't, here's a few basics. And again, these are real basics, but it's just something to get you started if you don't have a document in place to kind of guide you through this process. Simple things that you should know about your company, and that's, know who you're selling to, know who your audience is and what they need. Understand the difference about your products and services. Know what makes you different than your competition, and know which marketing tactics will make your services noticeable. Know how often you should market, know your budget, and know where you want your company to be in a year. And next, you need to know how your customers react to your quality, to your price, your services and delivery, to your image and brand, everything that would influence their purchasing decision. So again, this plan doesn't have to be a formal document, but you should at least have a written outline, something that you can refer to, because as the market changes, you can refer back to it, review it, and make sure you're heading in the right direction. So before we talk about campaigns, the first place we need to start is with your website. And I did see the survey results, and I see that there's a large percentage of you that use your website for marketing, which is great because this is really the foundation for all of your marketing activities. Today, with most consumers going online to research products and services in their areas, in their local area, you need to make sure you're driving these potential customers to your site. So to do this, there's just a few simple things that you should understand. And the first is web analytics. These help you identify unique visitors, what they visit, and how much time they spend on your site. The next is search engine optimization, or SEO, which you've probably heard of. This is important so people can find you when they're searching the search engines like Google, Yahoo, or Bing. So to gauge your website traffic, the first thing that you can do is sign up for Google Analytics if you haven't already. It's free, it's easy to set up, and it's easy to use. And it can kind of become addicting too. It's a great way to understand, who's visiting your site. So you go to Google. You can find Google Analytics. Just sign up for an account, and once you're in, the sky's the limit. You probably want to focus on how much traffic you're getting, where it's coming from. You can tell if you're getting traffic from referring sites, if you have if traffic's coming from your blog, your social media posts, or affiliates. Or from organic traffic, you can find out who's coming from searches for your name or other keywords. So this data is really important as you move forward with specific marketing campaigns and tactics. Traffic analysis is the foundation upon which to successfully manage all your marketing efforts. You'll know what is working and what's not working. Search engine optimization allows you to get found, again, when people are searching on Google or Yahoo or Bing. There are 3 ways you can do this, and again, they're all fairly easy and they're all free. Keywords, if you're not familiar with, are specific words to describe something on your website that will be searched for. So the first thing you need to do is kind of write down all the keywords that are associated with your business, and then try to think like someone who needs your product or service but doesn't know where to go. What would they type in? And then you go to the Google keyword tool and enter in the keyword phrases you thought of when you were listing these combinations. And you'll be able to see actually how many people search for those phrases and how much competition there are for those keywords. So once you know the best keywords on your site, then it's time to put them to work for you. So the more keywords you use, more search engines will take notice. So obviously you use them in your blogs, you use them in any of your posts to tie everything together. Inbound links, these build your reputation and credibility among the search engines and potential customers. Sometimes they're called backlinks, but they allow the search engines to more easily find you, rank you, and get you on search lists. So, for example, if somebody's recommending you from another site, you always want them to use your link so they can obviously go directly to your site. But even, Twitter, I have a little example of us being retweeted. Once you get retweeted, you've just had exponential visibility. So it's great to include your link where it's appropriate, whether it's on Facebook or a blog or somebody else's website that's referring you. And it's always good that they come from legitimate sources. So finally, since you are most likely to provide services to local customers, local search listing is a great way to increase your exposure. So when someone's looking for a localized provider, Google will often send them to their local listings. And to put your business on the map, you just go to google.com/places and select Add New Business to enter your business, your address, details, photos, etc. And Google will confirm that. And once you're confirmed, you'll start appearing in local searches. So if you haven't done that, do that right away. That's very important. So again, keywords, inbound links, local search listings are great ways to get your website recognized in organic searches. And the best part, they're free and they're fairly easy to do. Okay. So now that we've made your website easy to find for inbound marketing, you need to know who you want to reach with your outbound marketing efforts. So the question is do you know who your target audience is? I've listed some categories. We work with some security dealers at Revenue, and these are groups that are popular, and there may be other audiences that you target, but again, you need to know who are the people that are most likely to buy from you. And the reason that that's important is that once you know who your audience is, you can now choose the right marketing vehicle to reach them, create a relevant message, and then you can purchase the right data for prospecting. If you haven't purchased data before, we can zero in on just about anyone. So if you know who, even if you could run a campaign, you could, just go by past history of who's buying from you and then build that demographic and purchase data based on that, et cetera. So you can be very relevant with your campaigns. So now that we've built the foundation for your marketing strategy, it's time to create your campaign. There are a few things to consider when designing and executing an integrated campaign. First off, will you be partnering with a brand that you carry? Will you be using co-op or marketing dollars? Which tools will you be using? Will you be using online? Will you be using print? Will you do multi-touch? What will be your call to action? How will you get customers to respond? And finally, always take the opportunity to test and refine what's working and what's not working. Co-branded campaigns is a great way to market your business. As you can see here, our dealers see dramatic increases in top-of-mind awareness with their customers and prospects when they send out campaigns that allow them to promote their business with their favorite brands. It also helps them stay competitive with larger resellers that have larger advertising budgets, especially when they're able to take advantage of co-op dollars or funds to help them offset the cost of a campaign. And so here's some of the tools that are popular as well that our resellers use when they run campaigns. Online banner ads, social media, email, direct mail with QR codes. And I think that most of you are using these different tools to reach out to your customers. So as I mentioned earlier, most everyone, 97% of consumers go online to research products and services in their local area. So a great way to drive traffic to your website is with an online banner ad. So you can place these ads on sites where your targeted audience visits. And actually, for even better ad placement, it's good to run a co-branded banner ad similar to what's shown here. And I am sure you are all familiar with Facebook, but do you know the impact that it is having on your business? Consider these facts. Over 75% of consumers use social media in some format to learn about products and services. 1 in 3 say they're likely to purchase from a company that they follow on Facebook. Over half of Facebook users say they would recommend a brand or a product to a friend on Facebook. And as you can see, your customers are there. There are 750 million active Facebook users across the globe. So obviously, these are numbers you can't ignore. A great way to capture info, to create traffic, and increase your following on Facebook is to incorporate a Facebook tab into your campaign. So if you're doing an email campaign or direct mail, whatever type of campaign, you can drive people to your Facebook page as the landing page. So they will come to your Facebook and like you and be able to register for whatever promotion it is or whatever drawing it is. So you can increase your followers there by doing that. And this is a really easy thing to do as far as tying it into a campaign. We do this a lot for our customers. And actually, once somebody fills out the form, you would receive an instant lead notification that somebody has just registered and is potentially interested in your services. Another cost-effective, great marketing vehicle, when done right, is email. And it's still a great way to advertise. It is still alive and kicking. You hear things every now and then about email, but it's a great way to promote your business. And to prove my point, one of our security customers uses Revenue Online to send out Honeywell branded promotional email campaigns, and they've been thrilled with the results. In just 30 minutes after they sent out their first email campaign, they received 3 responses, and one of those turned into a sale. Another customer that we have sent out a Sony co-branded Father's Day campaign and saw a 30% lift in sales directly related to that email campaign. So we see it all the time. It definitely works. But if you're sending out email campaigns or thinking about sending them out, you do need to do it right. There is a little science behind it. And here's 5 important tips. There's a lot of email tips, but I'm going to stick with these, the top 5 here if you are sending out email. Be consistent with your frequency, whether you send out emails weekly or biweekly or monthly, and make sure you ensure canned spam compliance. And what this means is don't use deceptive tactics, such as misleading subject lines. Be sure to tell your customers how to opt out of receiving the emails and honor those opt-outs promptly, and make sure you provide your location. The third thing is project a good image. Don't just send anything that is pulled together quickly. And, people ask, when should I send out emails? Really you should test to see when the best time is. I think more and more it's about relevance more than it is about the time or day that you're sending it. If it's a relevant message, people will open it. But you can always test and see, maybe, Wednesday at lunch is better than Monday morning. And finally, ask to be added to their list of contacts. Direct mail is also still an important vehicle, and I see that based on the survey results, a lot of you still use direct mail, which is great. It's important, especially when you're prospecting for new customers. Why? Because you can purchase, again, highly targeted lists that will help you reach the audience that you're looking for. Here's a case in point. One of our customers has a smaller business, and they're looking to grow. They didn't have a very big customer list or large marketing budget, and they needed some help because they sell high-end home automation solutions. They knew what type of income, home value, zip code, and lifestyle their customers would have. So we worked with them to refine who their target audience was and then built the profile to match when they purchased their data. So they sent out a 3-touch campaign, Lutron co-branded direct mail program, to introduce their business to the people that were most likely to buy from them. And sending a co-branding campaign, again, also helped them offset the cost by being able to use co-op dollars to fund part of the campaign. They chose a free, a free in-home consultation, and also added a QR code and a personalized URL for their prospects to respond to. And for those of you that are not familiar with the QR code, the image in the center there, kind of the computer digital image there, is a way to take a print ad and make it digital. So people can scan those images with their smartphones, and it takes them right to the landing page, which is the image behind that. And so it's an easy way to capture people's information. If they have their smartphone, they can just scan it right in. So that leads them to a landing page. But anyway, people started responding to their offer, and again, they would receive lead notifications directly in their inbox. And for them, within 30 days of sending out this campaign, they got their first sale and a new customer. So very happy with the results. And another great way, obviously, to use direct mail is to reach out to new homeowners in your area, because that data, we use for our dealers all the time. On a monthly basis, we update who's new in certain zip codes. and it's a way of introducing your business and your services to new people in the area. So from the story that I just told, you can see it's important to have a compelling call to action. We see better campaign results when there is an offer, whether it's a drawing, a co-branded promotion, or an event, something for customers to respond to. Another great story from one of our clients is about how effective drawings can be as a call to action. One of our resellers ran a campaign which highlighted a drawing for an Integra receiver and some money towards installation. And so they sent out an email that had a button that linked to a page where you could register, as well as they added a button to their website where you could register to win. And that went on to the same landing page. So the drawing was in 90 days. And here are the results, which are quite amazing. They had a huge list. Obviously, I have a lot of resellers that just send out to lists of 100 addresses or 200 addresses. But they sent out a little over 10,000, and the cost of the campaign for sending email, because it's so economical, was $629. They received 753 opens, which brought in 471 actual leads, and that means their cost per lead was a little over $1, which is amazing. So they were thrilled with the results. And the great thing, too, about the registration page where people were entering to win, they also asked a few questions, one of them being, are you in the market for new home stereo equipment? So they would know who's in the market to buy currently. So great campaign, great success. In fact, we had many dealers run this with the same type of results. And it's a great way to build your list as well. So in most cases, the goal of your campaign is to generate leads that will turn into sales. So no matter what tool is used, make sure you provide some way to capture this information. Because after it's sent, you should monitor your results. Not all marketing is created equal. And now the great thing with digital marketing and landing pages is that you can find out what's working and what works best for you, and more importantly, what's working best for your customers. Also with digital marketing, you can easily track the results from each campaign. You can see open rates, you can see click-throughs, you can collect intelligent information about your customers and prospects. And again, this will help you refine your list and target the correct audience for your future campaigns. So now that you have your target audience and you're building your list of customers that are interested in your business, don't forget to stay in touch. This is key. Did you know that repeat customers spend 33% more than new customers? Referrals among repeat customers are 107% greater than non-customers, and it costs 6 times more to sell something to a prospect than to that same thing to a customer. So let's talk about just a few easy ways that you can stay in front of your customers, and this kind of leads into your the survey results and your interest in e-newsletters. So whether they're weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly, having an e-newsletter is a fantastic email catch-all for many different types of content and messaging. So you can include articles, useful tips, recommendations, testimonials, event information, product offers, and specials too. And being a newsletter, be sure that you're not only talking about what's new with you, but you can talk about the entire industry. And once you've created that newsletter, make sure you post it to your website along with a way for people to subscribe to it. Because again, this is another great way to build that list of customers for you to market to. So now you're on your way to a successful marketing program. And that was a lot to cover. And I'm sure we could easily spend a few more days talking about marketing online. But I wanted to go over, just some basic and simple tips and easy things to do, as I promised. So I believe I covered making sure your website could be easily found and managing your database and targeting the right markets. I shared some case studies on how to run successful co-branded campaigns to generate qualified leads, how to capture that customer info, and we just finished up with tracking leads and results and staying in touch with your customers. And even with these tips, doing this consistently still can be difficult. It takes time. I mean, that's not going to go away. And, you know, and it can be expensive. We all know that from experience. So the good news is that Revenue Online and ESA are working together to help you guys do this a little bit easier. And as I mentioned in the beginning, I'll just tell you a little bit about what Revenue Online does to help you make this easier. We're a cloud-based marketing platform for the consumer electronics and security industries. How it works, being a cloud-based platform, we make it easy for you to connect to your marketing network. So whether it's a brand you carry, an association like ESA, or a buying group, you can use our platform to connect with your marketing community all in one convenient place. So then once you're connected, you can collaborate with your brands and associations with content and campaigns to generate those leads and build your stronger brand. So everyone in your marketing process can work seamlessly together to consistently deliver the right campaigns at the right time, the right voice, ready to go, targeted to the right audience. And so by using our patented channel networking and integrated marketing tools, you'll be able to market your products and services with ease and then see the results to grow your business. Everything's ready to go, so you will have access to targeted consumer data and professionally designed, pre-approved, co-branded digital or print campaigns, and in some cases, access to request your manufacturer marketing funds. Again, all in one place. You're probably wondering how much would all this cost. The good news is it's a usage-based model, which means there's no account fees. You just pay as you go. The only cost is the cost of sending the campaign. For example, for 10 cents an email to send out 200 emails would cost you $20. And that's actually $20 for a campaign that's already professionally designed, populated with your logo and your information and offers, and it could be co-branded or not. And as I mentioned before, if you have access to manufacturer funds, that can cover part of the cost of the campaign as well. So we not only provide you with manufacturer co-branded campaigns, but also core marketing programs and services to help you market your own promotions and content. And to make sure you're successful, we also support you with our own dedicated marketing specialists that can help you every step along the way, from registering, connecting on the system, to building your list, sending out campaigns. They're just a phone call away. Some of our key programs, we support all digital marketing programs that are all integrated and tied into landing pages, as I mentioned before, to capture customer information and drive leads your way, whether it's email, Facebook tabs, direct mail, web buttons, online banners, you know, however you want to communicate with your customers and prospects. And then, again, once you have that list, we also provide an e-newsletter that's industry-specific for our customers to help you stay in touch. Because, again, we know how hard it is to come up with content every month. You know, even managing sending them out on a timely basis takes a lot of effort. So we do all the work for you. When you use our e-newsletter program, you can customize a professionally designed templated newsletter with your own brand and location, etc., your own active links to your social media pages. You can provide your own content on promotions, sales, events. We provide articles that are written by industry experts that would be relevant to your audience, and they're all editable. You can even add your own articles if you wish. And there's also a flexible image library that you can showcase your services and products on. So that's how the our e-newsletter program works. And I believe that's it. Again, we've shared a lot, and there's probably a lot more we could share, but just wanted to kind of get you started marketing to grow your business and learn a little bit about Revenue Online, but we can open it up for questions now. And again, everyone's muted, so if you have a question, you can just type it into the chat box on the right hand side if anyone has any questions.
Kira, a question has come through about email addresses. So if a company does not have a large email address database, how can they take advantage of email marketing?
So there's a couple of things that you can do. If you have a customer list and it does not include your email addresses, you can do what's called an email append. And that's a process where we can take your list and find matches for that list to their email addresses. And those email addresses are okay for you to market to if if that list is your list of customers. So that's one way to find email addresses. Again, it's taking your list of customers and we run it through a process where it finds matches to an email address. The second way to build your list is, as I mentioned, through an e-newsletter. If you offer that on your website, it's a great way to have people to sign up to learn more about your industry, about your services. And the third way is, still using direct mail to build your list, and then if people respond digitally and you ask them for their email address, it's another great way to build your list, is using direct mail, very targeted, and then collecting their email address on the registration page.
So another question: we've all heard about Facebook and how valuable it can be to advertise on Facebook. But what about other outlets, in particular LinkedIn? Have you guys seen that's growing in use? I know they've recently really started pushing advertising. What's your experience been with advertising on LinkedIn?
We have not created any campaigns we haven't had any requests to expand to LinkedIn. I'm sure that it's coming. We work with small, medium, some large dealers, but most of that activity is still done on Facebook. So we haven't had that request. It is possible, and I agree. They are expanding using LinkedIn for advertising, but I think Facebook is still a little bit stronger for that in our market. But no requests so far.
All right, and another question. You mentioned and showed a QR code. How do you go about getting one of those? Does Revenue create those for print media, or is that?
Yeah. You can just generate them. There's different programs online where if you're doing it on your own, your printer would typically generate that for you. So we generate it, and it links to a landing page. So when you scan it in with your phone, then a page populates on your phone, either sending you somewhere where you can gather information or asking you for your information, depending on what the campaign is. It's just one way to make print digital. So if you're running a campaign, it would probably be the printer that would, or whoever's printing your materials, that would work that out for you. But we also do that with our campaigns, yep.
Okay. Next question, how do you start if you have no graphic design talent in-house?
How do you start? If you want to run your own campaigns, it depends on what you want to do. I would say you would need a good copywriter. Copywriting is the foundation of a good campaign. And then comes the design. The design usually follows the copy. And so if you can, either find some templates online that you like to use, and then you have adequate copy for an email. If you're using an email service provider, there's many out there that provide different templates for different businesses. I think that to look professional and to have a nice, clean look, I think that's probably the best way to go. What we do at Revenue Online is all of our content is templated, so it's already professionally designed, and when you log in, your logo automatically populates into the template, so you don't have to design anything. That's part of the benefit of what we do, so you don't have to, because it takes a lot. I mean, I work with ad agencies all the time, and just designing one campaign can take a lot of time and effort.
Okay, well, I think that about wraps up the questions that we've had submitted. Kira, I'd certainly like to thank you for your time and joining us on this webinar. Please feel free, if you'd like to contact us. You can see the contact info on your screen for myself, also for Lisa Matthews. In addition, we've recorded this webinar, and it will be available on the esaweb.org website, the SMP group page. That does require an ESA member login. And you can also visit us on our newly formed LinkedIn group, which is the ESA Sales and Marketing Professionals, where we'll have instructions on how to log in or how to access the webinar through the ESA web site. So once again, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us, and we look forward to giving you guys further content as we go further. Thanks a lot for joining.
Thank you.